Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you guys? We hope you are all in a good condition. We are from English Education Department of 5H. My name is Lina Oktavia and my friend Dzila Sabilani M. In this video, we would like to explain about phrases. We hope you are enjoying this video. The first point is about the definition of phrase. Phrase is any group of words that doesn't contain a subject completing an action. Di sini maksudnya, phrase atau frasa merupakan kumpulan kata yang tidak memiliki subjek dan tidak memiliki verb. If the head of the phrase is noun, we speak of a noun phrase. Jadi, jika the head of phrase-nya itu merupakan noun, maka frasa tersebut dikatakan noun phrase. The second point is kinds of phrase. There are 8 kinds. The first is noun phrase, and then verb phrase, adjective phrase, adverb phrase, prepositional phrase, participle phrase, infinitive phrase, and the last is gerund phrase. The first kind is noun phrase. A noun phrase is a phrase formed by a noun as its head and all its modifiers. Jadi yang dimaksud dengan noun phrase adalah phrase atau frasa yang terbentuk dari noun sebagai the head of the phrase dan modifiersnya. A noun phrase can include one or more modifiers. A modifier can be an adjective, determiner, an adjective phrase, a secondary noun, etc. For example, the first, the man. The is determiner as modifier and the man is noun. And the second example is my big green table. My is determiner and then big green is adjective phrase and the table is noun.
And the second kind of phrase is verb phrase. The definition of verb phrase is defined as any phrase that contains a verb as its head. Jadi, verb phrase bisa didefinisikan sebagai frasa yang memiliki verb sebagai head of phrase. Dan contoh verb phrase atau frasa kata kerja adalah yang pertama, John will give the book to Mark. Will give sebagai verb phrase atau frasa kata kerja di mana will adalah modals dan give adalah main verb. Yang kedua, Aisyah was singing with her sister last night. Was singing sebagai verb phrase, di mana was sebagai auxiliary verb dan singing sebagai main verb yang berbentuk ing.
The third kind of phrase is adjective phrase. Adjective phrase can be defined as the syntactic structure with an adjective as its head. Jadi, adjective phrase merupakan susunan kata yang memiliki adjektif sebagai the head of the phrase. The function of adjective phrase is explain the noun, and the adjective in adjective phrase can be appear in the start, in the middle, and in the end of the phrase. For example, the first is dark blue. This is the formula is adjective plus adjective. And then the second, truly expensive. The formula is adverb plus adjective. And the last example is good enough. The formula is adjective plus adverb.
And the next kind of phrase is adverb phrase. And the definition of adverb phrase is simply a group of two or more words that function as an adverb in a sentence. Atau bisa disimpulkan sebagai kumpulan dari dua atau lebih kata yang berfungsi sebagai adverb atau keterangan di dalam suatu kalimat. Adverbial phrase ini dapat menerangkan verb, adjektif, ataupun kata keterangan lain serta dapat menempati berbagai posisi di dalam suatu kalimat. Kemudian, penjelasan lanjut tentang adverb phrase. Adverb phrase menjawab pertanyaan mengenai when, where, and how. And the example of adverb phrase is the first, John goes to school by bike. By bike di sini merupakan adverb phrase di mana menjawab pertanyaan how. And the second example is I put the flower right here. Right here merupakan adverb phrase di mana menjawab pertanyaan di mana. It usually begins with preposition. Jadi contoh adverb phrase biasanya dimulai dengan preposition, tetapi karena dapat menjawab where, how, when, maka disebut adverbial phrase.
The next is prepositional phrase. The definition of prepositional phrase is a group of words containing a preposition or sequence of preposition followed by noun phrase or the equivalent. In this phrase, the preposition is the head of the phrase and noun etc. is the modifier. And then the examples of prepositional phrase. The first, John was singing in the room. In this sentence, in the room is prepositional phrase because there is a preposition in followed by the noun phrase. And the second example is I go to school with my friends.
The next is participial phrase. The definition of participial phrase is a group of words consisting of a participle and the modifier and or noun phrases that function as the direct objects, indirect objects, or complements of the action or state expressed in the participle. Jadi, participial phrase ini merupakan kombinasi antara participle dapat berupa present atau past participle. Jika participle merupakan present participle, dapat diakhiri dengan ing. Begitu pula, jika participle merupakan past participle, maka akan berakhir dengan at. And the example of participial phrase consists of the first is the boy playing basketball is my brother. Playing basketball is participial phrase yang menerangkan kata the boy. And the second example is the math problem solved by the class is very difficult. Solved by the class is past participial phrase yang menerangkan math problem. Jadi biasanya present participial phrase menjelaskan tentang kalimat aktif dan past participial phrase menjelaskan tentang kalimat pasif.
And then the next is infinitive phrase. Infinitive phrase can be regarded as a group of words consisting of the particle to and the base form of verb and may contain object and other complements and modifiers to make a verb phrase called infinitive phrase. The infinitive phrase is constructed with the verb in the infinitive form. Infinitive phrase have the function as the subject and then as the object of verbs, the object of gerund and participles, and then the function of modifiers and the function as the complements. The example, the first is to take care of young students is challenge for a new teacher. The infinitive phrase is to take care of young student. This infinitive phrase have a function as the subject. And then the second example, I have a plan to live a simple life. The infinitive phrase is to live a simple life. This infinitive phrase have a function to modifying noun. And the last example is John hoped to get the first winner in the competition. The infinitive phrase is to get the first winner. This phrase have a function as an object.
The last kind of phrase is gerund phrase. The definition of gerund phrase is a phrase consisting of a gerund and any modifiers or objects associated with it. A gerund is a noun made from a verb root plus ing, a present participle. Atau gerund phrase dapat diartikan sebagai kata benda yang terbentuk dari verb atau kata kerja yang ditambahi dengan akhiran ing. A whole gerund phrase function is a sentence just like a noun and can act as a subject, an object, or a predicative nominative. Jadi gerund di sini dapat berperan sebagai subjek, sebagai objek, atau sebagai predicate nominative. The example of gerund phrase is eating ice cream on a windy day can be a messy experience if you have long untamed hair. Gerund phrase dalam kalimat ini adalah eating ice cream on a windy day yang termasuk sebagai subjek. Gerund ini sangat berbeda dengan participial phrase dikarenakan jika gerund diperlakukan sebagai benda di dalam kalimat, maka present participle diperlakukan sebagai tindakan, sesuatu yang dilakukan, bukan sesuatu yang menjadi subjek atau objek kalimat. Okay, we think it's enough. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.